Alright, so here I am in Blender. I'm using version 3.1 and let's go ahead and get started. So go ahead and open up a new window, and also my screencast keys are down below in the bottom right corner, so if you are unable to see what I did, then basically whatever I type you'll be able to see or click. So let's go ahead and let's just click on this cube right here. Let's press the X key and let's get rid of this. And then let's press Shift A, and we're going to be adding a plane. So let's go here to mesh plane. And now, little trick, let's make this 8 squares in size on each side. So let's press the S for scale, and then I'm going to press the number 4. And then I'll just click, and now you can see that we have it as 8 squares on each side of our current plane. And now I'm going to go press the tab key to get into edit mode. Also, you can go and just straight up click on it like here as well. And then let me press A to select it all again. And then let's press E to extrude it, and we're gonna go down. And you could manually drag it, but let's just do like let me do like point. Let's do 0.3. When see how 0.3 actually rises it above. So if you wanted to, you can just press the minus sign and it goes below. And then basically you can just click like this. And then now if you press like number 1 on our keyboard, we can see the front view, and it's basically like right perfectly right here. So again, this isn't too important. You guys can always like shift it up by pressing Z, GZ, but let's go ahead and keep this as our base right now. All right, so now let's make this less smooth and make it more having that like polymetric looking design. So let's go, and first off, let's press tab. Let's go into edit mode, and then I'm gonna press Command R. So these are mainly using shortcuts. Now also, if you guys wanted to, we have like loop cuts right here, but it's much easier just to do Command R or Control R depending on your computer using. And then basically we can see here that we have a loop cut, and basically that cuts it in half. So obviously if you use Blender 4, you know what this is, but this is just another way to create additional faces. So if I were to use my mouse pad to scroll, then it increases the amount of loop cuts. Now if you don't have a mouse, then you just have like a laptop. What you could do too is just click, press escape. So don't worry about the exact number that I just did here. You can just go here on this little loop cut, but just be careful because the minute you click out of it, this disappears. So if you do that, you're gonna have to do Control Z or undo Command Z and then redo it again. But here loop cuts, let's just say, let me do 20. And let's see, 20 looks good to me. So just type 20, click out, and now we have 20 right there. And then I'm gonna do Command R or Control R, and then do the exact same thing. And easiest way, I'll just click it, I'll just press escape, and then just type it in here, and then just go like that. And there you go. So now we have a bunch of little tiny faces. Now here is a cool trick. So you're probably watching and you see like how they make it like perfectly like smooth and rectangular square shape on the sides, but the insides are like crazy shaped. Well, this is the way you do it, at least one of the methods. And basically what you do, well, let's go to wireframe mode. So I'll do Shift Z. Also, I press number 7 to go on the top view on my numpad. If you don't have that, you could just literally just like click on the Z, the positive one, as you can see like that. So there, I'll do Shift Z. Now we're in wireframe, and I'm gonna select all. So I first I just draw a click. So if you don't have that, you can just click here, make sure you have it, and you can use select box, and then hold Shift, and then just select these, and then hold Shift again, select these, and then hold Shift again, select these, and then just press the H key to hide it. So now essentially all we're left with is this right here. And then what we could do is make sure we're on the vertice edit mode. We can click on one of these random vertices, and then I can go over here to the proportional editing. So I'll click here, and then we can go ahead and we can click random, and then if I just go and press G, and then like just increase the size of this thing, you can see that it makes all the different faces here. And also I want to make sure, I want to get rid of this bottom one too. So let me get rid of the bottom one as well. So let's press like 3, and then change this view here, and also hide this here. So now I only have the top view right now. So let's just click randomly here, press G, and then you could just literally just move upwards, like just doing that, or if you wanted to scroll, and then there's like a more random effect too. But again, this is just like a preference right here. It's like a simple way to do it, like not too crazy. If you want to go more detail, obviously you'd have to go in individually and decide like what areas you want to mess around with. But as you can see there, we just basically created like this deformed shape with, you know, just a few buttons. Okay, so also a shortcut to get proportionality, just pressing O. So we can turn it back off too. And then what we could do is tab back out. And then let's switch to the solid here. And as you can see now, the sides are perfectly smooth, but then we have like this poly-looking texture on the top. And then also when you tap in edit mode, obviously the sides are missing, so we can press like Alt H on our keyboard and that re-shows them again. Alright, so there we have that currently like this. Okay, so now let's make sure we save this. So I already have my file saved, so if you just go File, Save As, name whatever you want to. I already saved it before I started, so I can just do Command S or Control S, and now it's saved. So that's the most important thing, is because if your computer overheats or whatever, your file is going to be lost forever. So make sure you save it as soon as and whenever you do something new, typically. All right, so now let's take a look currently what it looks like if we click on this material preview. It looks just like this, very difficult to see, and then obviously render, it looks like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually color in some stuff right now just to be able to understand where I want to keep my water and the sand. So like it says tab here, I'll press number 7, and currently let's make it this again, the green. We're on the Y and the X, so let's do this like maybe, so I'll press 7 here. It doesn't have to be perfect, again it's all preference, but I'll do like right up to this section right here. I'll just select that. So that's visually, but I have to do Command Z actually. So make sure you're in wireframe. Click over here if you don't see that. And let's select like right here. So wireframe makes us see everything. And then I'm gonna go to this world icon right here. Click on New, and then let's just call this the I'll just say water for now. And then base color, and let's just make it like a blue. And then let's hit Assign. So now if I go to the render, I forgot also we do need to have a main color, so let's actually Command Z. Let's just make sure we have our material first. So let's just make this normal, and then make sure you add a plus sign. All right, so now let's just call this one water here, and then we'll go here, we'll change it like this, and then assign like that. Okay, so now if you have this preview material, basically your main material, if you guys messed or you followed, you weren't sure how I got back to this, you could basically just Command Z everything or Control Z, and then just create a main material first, and this would be essentially our sand. So I'll just call this sand here. And then if you wanted to add, like if you want to color like this particular, let me go to the face select. Also all 3 for me. Some people just press 3. If you wanted to color this specifically, you could just do it like this, and then you color it like that, like change it to pink, and then hit Assign, and then that specific thing will be whatever color it is. But I'm assuming if you have some knowledge of that, you'll be able to. But the SSD, Command Z there. And then sand, obviously we make this sand color, so let's just go like light yellow right now. And in terms of the current look, I mean, we can always, let's do maybe lighter, or like beach looking like this. If you want the exact hex code, I mean, you can see right there, but I might change this up depending on the lighting. But so far, this is the current base. Let's do Command S or Control S to save. And now this is our current base that we're gonna work on with. And now you probably notice too that it's like perfectly straight. So if you don't like this look, I'm gonna switch back. You press 1. Actually, my bad. You can press, I use Option or Alt1 because I have my settings like this, but some people don't. They just press 1 or 2 or 3. If you don't have that set up, you can also just click it, the vertex option here, and then we can just click over here, and then we can press G individually, or we can press O to enable proportional editing. I'll switch this to smooth, and then you could actually, well, first off, when we press G, we need to shrink this circle a little bit like this, and let me zoom in really quick, and then G, actually Command Z real quick, make sure it's flat, and then we can do GX, and then we can just move it like this. But again, depending on how big the circle is, obviously this will move more stuff. And if you notice like the sides are moving, you could just select them and hide them. but it looks like mine are doing all right. So I'll click like right here, press G, and I'm using the scroll part on my mouse like this to get this effect. I'll press X to make sure we're same level like this, and then maybe like right here. So I'll do G, X, and then basically have some sort of more like natural looking. So now it's more like a kind of like a wave, and then I'll just Command S, Control S to save. And now this so far is what we got set up. All right, so now let's go ahead and add some additional things. So first thing, let's just start off with the easiest. Let's do a little floaty thing. So we can do Shift, right click, and just click anywhere on the water. And let's do Shift A, and we're gonna go to Mesh, and we're gonna go to Torus. And then basically we're gonna do S to scale it down, just like this. And again, it's all preference. Right click, shade smooth, go over to the world, click here. I'll make it just like a red, and then we can just call this like float or tube. I don't even remember what you call these guys. Let's just call it float for now. Or if you just wanted to make it like just say red, you can say red too in case you color something else. But so far, this is what we got here, and then we could probably do GZ a little bit higher, just like that. And there we go, simple like that. And Command S, Control S to save. And then now let's add in the next thing, which we'll do a umbrella first. So what we could do is actually, let's go Shift A, actually Shift, right click where you plan on adding the umbrella. But actually, I think an easier way too would be to just hide this out. But also, let's rename this stuff. So let's call this, let's just say this is like let's just say the beach for now. Again, you can name it terrain, whatever you want to, and then here we can call this like float. And now let's select all of these. Let's just press H and hide them, and then let's do Shift S. Make sure you guys are in object mode. Shift S, cursor world origin, and now we can zoom in here, and let's do Shift A, and I'm going to click onto the UV sphere. And now it looks kind of crazy, so let's go back to this shading option right here, the second one. And then let's press the tab key to go in edit mode. I'll press 1 to see front facing view, and let's select right above this section. So essentially where the middle path is, the next one above it, so you'd have to go like right here. I'll press X, and let's just do vertices. And I forgot, let me Command Z, I forgot to do it in wireframe. So let's go back, select it again, X, vertices here, tab again, and now you can see we have this like half semicircle looking shape. And then I'll press tab, go back to edit mode. And then here again, you guys can do however you like to, but I'll just click here for simplicity's sake. And what we could do is actually click on the option key and then just click on this line like in between the dots. In case you guys ever had trouble like selecting it, make sure you click in between. And then we could just do press S and just scale this in. Also make sure I have proportional editing off, so I'll press O. Also click here if you want to turn it off. Press S and just slide this into wherever you feel the size of your this is essentially going to be the pole part. And basically now if we go here, let's go front face view, I can just extrude by pressing E and press Z to make sure it's straight. And I guess we could do, again, we could always just readjust this, but let's just make it like right here. And then while we have these selected, there's no like a face covering this. So I'm just gonna press F, and now it's fully covered. And then we go back to solid view, and we can see this is what we got going on so far, like just like this. All right, and now let's go ahead, and you might notice like the top might look a little strange. So if you want to add a loop cut, Command R, we can click it like that, and then we could tab, or we could technically, if you wanted to, press G and like move it up a little bit on Z like this if you want. But again, that's just all preference. And now what I want to do is let's add this into our current design. So again, if you wanted to make this smooth, feel free, but for simplicity's sake, we're going to keep it like this. And I'm going to press the Option or Alt H. And then I'm going to go back to our render preview so I know exactly where my sand is at. And then while we have the umbrella selected, press G. And we'll have it like right put like right about here. And now we can press 3 to see. And location, it's inside the sand. Also, there's a snap tool, but for this, it's not really necessary yet. And let's press the R key to rotate, kind of like this looks like. And then we're just sliding everything too. And then what I want to do is, let's just go back. Actually, instead of having to hide it, we can just press the /. Brings us directly to it. Let's switch back to the second shading option here. Let's tab into edit mode, select this pole right here. And then basically I'm going to, first off, we got to create a material first. This is the base. And then I'll click here. And I'll click onto, actually we could just keep this as the, let's say this is like the white. And then we could just basically keep this like here. And then if I click out, let's just see, this is currently what it's looking like with, let's see, this is what it looks like on the material preview. So let's just go to the material preview so we can see the actual color. And then let's press tab again. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to the face select tool, click here, and then we'll actually, if you press command, you could also select these like this, also holding shift, click here, and then command again. And then I'm going to be selecting every 2. So let's do shift, click, command, and then shift, click, and then press command while holding shift again. And then let's do shift, click, command, and then shift, and then press command and click again. And let's make sure we're on the 2 again. So I'm pressing, holding shift, I click here, shift and command, I click here, or control, and then shift, click, control or command. And then let's do it again. Also, I'm left clicking, by the way. And then here, shift, click, command, and then basically just select all of the well, again, this is all design preference. If you want your umbrella to just be like one color, you don't have to do this, but I'm just showing you alternative ways if you wanted to add like pattern effects. And then let's go here, and then let's go here, and then last but not least, we have the last one right here. Boom, and there we go. Alright, so make sure you do not unclick, or you just have to do Command Z if you do. Now let's hit the plus sign here. And we already actually have a red color, which is the float. So if you want to save some time, you could just click on this. But again, we technically could just name this the red color. That way our life's easier. And then I'll just hit assign. And now, if I tab out, we have a umbrella. So that's how it looks, just like this. So again, get fancy with this. But now let's go back to rendered. And let's press this / to get out of this color right here. And this is currently what we got going on. So now if you don't like the way the umbrella looks, like you want to add like flares and stuff, you could always tab into the vertex edit mode. And then hold option, select, and then you guys can scale this in. You can scale it out. You could click on these last ones, scale this out like this. So if we can actually do it like that, and let's see how this looks. So here, but I don't like this center part. Let's do these and let's scale this one in like this. And it's okay, but I think the round one looks better. So I'm just gonna Command Z, Control Z, and just undo all of those, just like that. And there we go. So this is 86. Now we got the umbrella. So now let's work on to the beach chair. So let's do Shift A again, and this time we're going to be creating. Let's do a plane. So that's gonna be quite easy. Let's go plane here, and let's do / to get into it. Go back to the shading, and now let's do this. Let's press S, and then we're gonna scale this against the Y. So we'll make it like a little shrink like this. And then I'm going to do Command R, add a loop cut. So actually we have to tab in edit mode, Command R, click here. And then I'm actually going to, well actually yeah, let's do A to select all of it. And then let's extrude it down. And let's just do 0.1 minus. And actually that's a little too big, so you know what, actually we'll just keep 0.1 just for simplicity's sake. And then let's go with face select, and I'll do Shift Z to get in wireframe. Let's click here, and let's make sure we select all of these here. And then now if I were to rotate this against the Y, you'll notice, see how this moves down, like it's not moving appropriately and not maintaining this like even level. So make sure first of all you have the pivot points onto the 3D cursor. So now if I were to rotate this on the Y, you'll notice now that it's actually rotating across like this. And also if we go into the vertices, let's go to switch to vertices actually here. Rotate Y like this. And you notice like the vertices might not look as even. So if you wanted to, obviously the more you rotate forward, then you'd have to manually adjust this here, which you could technically just click them and then press G, or click obviously both of them and then G into the position you want it to. But I mean, typical beach chairs aren't really folded up perfectly, and at least for this example. So you guys can get fancy with that. But let's go and let's just press A now, and then let's scale Y, make it a little bit thinner, just like this. And then what I want to actually do is let's select face, click on these bottom faces, and I'm gonna press extrude. Except I'm gonna press Z. That way it goes on perfectly like this. And this is just for design's sake because I want to make this bottom color. Again, it's not necessary if you don't need to, but now we have it looking like this. And then let's just add in some colors. So first off, let's hit new over here. Let's do the top, let's just call this blue. And then we'll go here, call it right about here. And then we'll get the plus sign. Also, let's go to render so you can see this. We'll hit new. And let's just call this like white. And I don't have already have a white, so actually we could just delete this. And let's click plus, and let's do white here. And basically let's tab into edit mode, and basically just select on these. So holding shift, select all the bottom faces right here, and also right here. And then we can click on white, assign, and now we have this. So technically we have the /, we go out. And then we can do the snapping tool here. So we can click the snapping tool. Let's go to face, and then I can move it like here. And if you don't like the size of the chair, you can always like press S and scale it down even more. And if you guys don't like the size of the chair, you could technically just scale it. So put it like right here, and then let's do Shift S, and we can go cursor to selected. That way, if you want to scale it like based off of here, now we can see it's not focused on this origin right here. So I'll keep it like right here. Actually, let me make a little bit right there. And then the blue might be a little too blue, so I'll make it like more. Actually, no, we'll keep it like this because I'm gonna add some different lightings. And now what I'm gonna do is I'll just do duplicate this link, so you can actually do duplicate link right here, or you can do it on your keyboard. So I'm gonna press it, Option D or Alt D right here, click it right there. And now we have a little beach chair. So make sure you guys, if you want the other shortcut, Shift Tab to get out of Snap Tool. And that's what we got going on for us. So the umbrella with this current lighting is not doing very good. But make sure you save it. And now let's go and work on the tree. So before we do that, actually I forgot to make this the chairs. Let's call this chair. And then let's do chair. Actually, what just happened? Oh no, okay. Click back again, type chair again, and check this out. This cool trick. If you already have something named the name already, so for instance it's chair, if you just type chair again, it will name it chair 0.01. So if you want to type it again, chair be 0.02, and that way your life's just easy. So again, I'll just save this right now, and now let's create the tree. So let's do Shift A, and this is gonna be like a super basic tree. There's more complex ones you could do, but again, this will just be a little aesthetic. So I'm gonna click on this circle actually. And then let's do / here. I'll scale, so press S, scale like super tiny, like right there. Press tab, go into the vertices mode. And then I'm just gonna press E, and then just click and just drag. And then I'm not gonna make it perfect, but basically we can go like this. And if you wanted to, let's actually change this, and let's see, medium, the bounding box center. That way when you scale it inwards, it only affects like these top vertices like this. And this is like a super simple way to make a tree super quickly. And then let's just press E again, extrude it, go like this, and extrude again. Add a little curvature to the tree if you wanted to. like here, and I'll just do one more like this and go like that, and I'll press the F key to make the front face and press tab, and so far this would be the tree trunk. And then what I want to do is we can press H and hide this. Let's do Shift A, mesh, and let's go to plane, and I'll go to top view, and don't worry too much about where this is located because we can always just move it. Let's go back to the shading here, and then I can scale this onto, let's see, scale on the Y and then scale on the X. I'll go like this, and let's scale back on the Y like this. Tab into edit mode, Command R, and this time I want to, I'll just click and I'll do manually. So let's see, maybe 4. Yeah, I'll do 4 right here, and then I'll do Command R in the middle like this, and I'll press escape. And then here, if you want to, we can just basically go like this, select these, scale these in. Now you could also do that, or if you wanted to, technically you could just merge them. So I'll go merge at center like that, but I think it makes it like a, and we actually keep it for now. Let's make it like easy, and then select the bottom, just merge, pressing M, and then boom, like this. And now we can start working on these. So I can go click on these, and we can scale it in, make some sort of like a leaf looking effect right here. Same with this. And again, if you guys want to, we could also, G, X, drag it out like here. Make it a little more unnatural. But now here's the fun part. We can actually go to like here. We can press O and G, and we can actually like make it a little bit more like uneven, more natural looking. So like that. And technically right now I'm gonna scroll in a little bit, and then let's press escape again. Let's go like this, and maybe like let's scroll, make it a little more curved like here. Even with some of these edges, maybe we could, let's see. Actually, mainly if you wanted to press the middle ones, G, Z, that way it's more like leaf shape. And there, I think that's good enough for now. Again, feel free to get super fancy with this, and we can even move these into like that here, and then maybe like that. So again, I'm trying to make it like less, how do you say, organic looking, but more, I'm not gonna say organic. I want to make it look more organic, but not like super perfectly shaped. So again, it's a leaf, not too big of a deal. But let's just press the tab key. Now, cool thing is here is we can actually do, let's go 7, go like this, and actually in the edit mode we have to do this. Press tab, select all, G, and we're gonna have to move, we'll take off the O, press O, and actually press O to get out of proportional, or just click it, and then let's press G, X, and you want to move the pivot point like right where the origin is. And then let's go back to object now, and I'm gonna do the duplicate link, so Option D or Alt D, rotate, and now I'm gonna just rotate this. So I'll go like here, then Option D, rotate again like this, Option D again, rotate like this, and then I'll just go out like here. And then now I'm gonna do this again, so I'll do Option D, rotate, and make sure we're on the 7 front view. So we'll do Option D, rotate, or Alt D, display link just like this. And don't worry that it's overlapping because we're gonna fix that. And then we can actually do like Alt D again, rotate here, and then Alt D again, rotate here, then Alt D again, rotate here. And now let's switch this view. Then we can click on these middle ones, rotate them like this. And then technically you could zoom over here, rotate like here, rotate up like this, and then rotate this one up like this. Now if you want to get super fancy, you can actually go into these modes, and like click here. If I can even click it, I'm not sure. Hold on, why is my thing not letting me click? Right now I realized why it wasn't working, because I had everything selected. So basically I'm just gonna click on my main plane. And then if you guys don't know which one that is, you can just click on the item node and then you can just select on that one. So now that basically, since these are duplicated, it selects everything else, and then we can just press like G and then like curve these down like this. And then also if you have proportional editing, obviously we go like that and moves everything. So I'll go like here and I just press O and then tab out, and now we have it like this. And then we can actually select the main one, and I can call this one like leaf. And then let's go here, rename this one to leaf, then go here, leaf here. And I should have done this before we started, but I mean, oh well, too late now. But basically, if you would have named this before, then technically you wouldn't have to go in here individually. But at least now we know. So let's go back here, and then I can hold the leaf here, select these, and then I can do Command P, compare to objects. So now everything is moving along with this, and then we can unhide the tree trunk. Now we can go here and let's move it over here, and let's actually click on the beach render. Make sure you save this first just in case something happens. Face snapping and face for here, and then let's go here and let's put it like, do it like right here. And if you think the tree's too big, we can scale this down too, but I think yeah, that's fine. And then let's click onto our leaf over here and then move it, and let's try to put it on top of our Mr. Tree. All right, let's go like this. Let's go to CG here, and might be a little difficult. Let's press 7, and even with the wireframe, maybe it's going to be easier. So we go like this. So 3, that's like right here, and then on the 1. So far it looks like it's on a decent spot. Looks like it's on the center. So if I get out of this and go back to object mode, currently it looks like this. Now let's click on the leaves first. Let's go to new, and let's just call this like green. Go here, and let's make this like a beach tropical vibe right there. Let's go to the tree trunk. Let's hit new, and let's just call this tree. Go here, change this to like a red orange and then like a brown, but I want like maybe a lighter brown, and then Command S, and then we press 0. Currently this is what it looks like, but we're actually going to change this to, so actually now let's do that. Let's go to a camera and let's switch this to orthographic. Let's zoom it out a little bit. Let's shift, and technically we're gonna need to move this again. So I'm doing shift and my tilde key to move the camera around here. But let's go like this, and then let's keep it. I'm gonna do it like, let me see, maybe like right here, and then I'll just shift this over, or I'll just shift this backwards a little bit. I just set like that for now. Okay, so now let's get out of the camera. So I'm gonna press 0. That's what we currently have going on. So now let's actually do this. Let's select everything that is included in the design minus the lights. So let's get rid of this. Let's go over here, select everything, and then let's do, I think I did GZ.2 or maybe 0.3. Yeah. So let's see, is this, yeah, 0.3. So now we're right above it. So now if we go back to camera view, now it looks like this. Okay. So now it doesn't look like the final yet because we still got some things to do. We're gonna have one more thing, which is like the little like Tiki Bar thing right here, and then we can work on this water, make it look much better, and then the lighting. So let's do save first, and then let's get started on the Tiki Bar. So now let's create this little Tiki Bar. So let's do right or shift right click in the area you want to do it, and then let's do shift A, and let's add a cube, and then let's move it up. So let's do G, and since we already have the face select up, we can just go like maybe like right here, and let's G over, probably like, I'm trying to move it like in between, but actually we can move the tree too technically. So let's take off this snapping, and then let's move this guy GY so that it maintains the position. Actually, make sure you select the leaves too. Let's go here and here, And it looks like, oh yeah, I forgot to move the leaves. So let's go here and let's right click, select hierarchy plus the tree trunk. So shift click him, GY first, and then let me just click on the leaves again, select hierarchy, then GZ 0.3. Okay, there we go. Because we moved this up 0.3, so everything shifted. But everything else looks good, okay? And now let's go back to our cube. Let's rename this before we change it. So let's just call this like bar. And basically, I'm going to scale this on the X like this. And this one's not too complex, but basically I'm just do Command R. Edit mode actually, tab, edit mode, Command R here. Click here, just like this. And then let's do the face select. So I'll click up here, click here, and then I'm gonna inset. So I'll press I and go like this. And then I'm going to extrude this back, and let's go just like right here. And Command Z, you can actually see it. So we want to do again GX to move it back even farther. We could, and there we go. And then technically, just for like design's sake, it's gonna be hard to see. So let's go like this. Click on this material preview, and we can tab back edit mode. Click on this face, and we can intrude this again too. Well, actually, I need to make sure I'm on vertices. So click here, and actually no, it doesn't make sense. Hold on, go here, intrude. Oh yeah, there you go. And then click on here, back on face select, and then extrude it down a little bit. So this can be like the inside, but we can do G, Z, go all the way down like this. Tab here. And now we have like, you know, little stands you can hold stuff in, all that. And basically, what we could do is, we'll add the lights actually in a second, but I want to show you guys too, another trick is, like if we click on the tab, edit mode, click up here. And if you want to, we can go like this. And let's extrude and go up like here. And technically, if we do a Command R, oh, actually, let's do this. Let's select, or Command, Shift Z, go to wireframe, select all of these. Actually, make sure we're only selecting these right here, and then press hide. And then we only have this top view, Command R loop cut right here. And then we can do back to this shading right here. So now we can select all of these. So basically just select all of these top vertices right here, and then let's press M, merge at center, and now you have a triangle. Now this one was unnecessary, so we Command Z this, and we just click these like that. That makes it like a perfect loop. But if you want to do it like this, center like this, and then we can go M at center like this, and then click these, M center like this. Now we have more of like a roof type looking design, just like that. And then if I do Alt H, we take it out. Now we have this design right here. So again, this is all preference. And now let's make sure we save this, and then let's go back to a render preview here. Alt, actually no, slash to get out. And then let's add a design or a color to this first so you can see it. So let's do this. Let's call this bar. Let's call it the base. And let's just go right here, maybe like a brownish like that. And for now, I'll just keep like this. We can always edit this later. But now what I want to do is make sure we go back to face select. So I'll just click on here too. Click these top faces. And then I'm going to make this one, actually undo them. Make these top faces, click it again. And I'll call this like roof. And then we could do like a even darker, like a darker brown. So I'll assign it like this. And now if I tab out, it still might be difficult to see, so maybe we can make this even darker. So like maybe here. And actually I forgot to assign it, so that's what happened. So here, let's go back. Let's press A, select assign first, and then let's click on these. Actually, hold up. Select everything. Make sure the size. Why is it not working? Let's do this. Let's do Command Z because I forgot to assign it until we get to. Let's do right here. Okay. So now this is what we got so far. So I Command Z far enough. Now let's go here, here. Let's do it again. Select them again. And then make sure it's working. Okay, now it's working. Okay, making sure. Maybe it was, just the color just didn't look right to me. So let's just make it like really dark and tab out. Okay, so now make sure. Definitely we can tell that it's only the roof. So here we can do, so maybe it was just the coloring was off. So yeah, we can always work on that on lighting. But so far, this is what we got so far. And then again, we can always edit this. But now, I'll show you a cool little effect. We can click on this. And actually, let's intrude this one too a little bit. Actually, not just this one. Intrude it like, let's see. Me slash into here, intrude, and then go like this, and then slash back out. And now I can click here, here. And then even if I wanted to click inside too, I could. But let's make this a new color. New. And let's make it like a purple. Like a super bright purple. Except we're going to make this into an emission. And actually, we should have just made it purple again. Let's do purple again. Make it strength like 10. And assign. So now my tab out. Press 0. It looks like this. Now you can't see it really until we switch to cycles. But so we currently got so far. And then let's add text. So if you never had text before, let me show you guys how to do it. Basically, we'll do shift right click onto this front of the bar here. We're gonna add shift A. We're gonna put text right here. And then let's rotate Y. Let's do 90 minus. Click, rotate X 90 like this. And then I'm gonna zoom like here. And then basically we can also have the face, the snapping part like this. And then let's extrude it. So tab. Actually no, we're not extrude, we're gonna do solidify. So let's go add modifier, solidify, thickness, change this to 0. And that's what we have so far. And now we can go tab, edit mode, and then we can say like Tiki Bar. And then G, actually no, tab back out. G, put it like right here. Scale smaller if you want to. G like this. And let's make this thickness more. Just like that. And then let's go to this rectangle or the world icon. Let's add a color to it. But let's change this to an emission. Change this to like 10. Tab out. And make sure it's object 0. And that's what we got so far. Now it's gonna be hard to see right now because of the coloring, but once we have cycles, you'll see all that fun stuff. So now let's Command S. We need to finish off one last thing, which is the water. So let's go click on here. Make sure you click on this water option, and then now let's go into our shading tab. So here is the fun part. So first off, we got to make sure that we have this. You can tell we have the blue selected right here. And now let me show you guys how we are going to make this water look much different. All right, so the first thing we can do is actually go here and delete this principal BSDF. So let's go X and then Shift A, go to search, type in glass. I'll add it right here. And then do Shift A again. Let's do transparent. And then we can do Shift A and let's add a mix and put it right here. Okay, so now we're gonna drag these around like that. And then I'm gonna add this to this shader right here. And then also I'm going to add this one to the shader right here. Now for the IOR, we can do like 0.33. And then basically make these like a ocean blue color. And then I'll go like right here. And then what I want to do now is add another mix shader. So we can go here, Shift D, drag this down here. And make sure we actually drag this into our shader right here for the surface, and then also the shader, this one. And let's click this and then drag this into the volume. All right, so now you can see we actually do have some sort of water look right now. And then now let's go ahead and add another one right here. So Shift A, and we're gonna do volume, and make sure you click on absorption, and we'll click right here. Let me go right back up, and then make sure that we drag this to our shader. Density, let's just do like 4. And then for the next one we're gonna add is a subsurface scattering. So let's go Shift A, subsurface scattering right here. And then make sure we drag this one up to the shader right here as well. Make sure you change these colors too. So let's make sure these colors are like a blue ocean look. And then also let's go here and make this a blue ocean look as well. And then for this, pretty much, if you have this, actually make sure this is on Kristen Burnsley right there. And then for the most parts, I mean, you can see this is what it's currently looking like on the material preview. But then if we go to the render, it just looks crazy. So let's go here. Let's go back to layout actually. And then, yeah, click here. Let's save this. And now right now the water looks strange, right? So let's go here to render. Let's switch this to cycles. And now you can see looks very, very different. And technically, again, if your computer can't handle it, then obviously cycles might not be smart to use. But as you can see, we can change this to like 512 on the viewport, and then for the render, let's do like 1024. And this should make it a little easier. But now what we can do now is add some lighting, because right now the lighting doesn't look too good. So let's click X here, and actually let's move this GX over the water, and now you can see we have some sort of crystal looking stuff. But now let's do Shift A, let's add a light, and let's do an area light. Do GZ like this, and then let's scale it up a little bit like here, and then let's rotate this like right here, and then move it over here, and then let's pivot this to make sure. We go over here and rotate, and we can actually do double R, and this makes it even easier to aim it. So now if I go like this, and then I go to our light, and then the power right now, let's do like 2000. So this is what we have currently for the power right now. And then this light, let's move it GZ like this, but let's turn this into an area light too. And basically, let's rotate this mainly towards the water, but I want to do like 500 maybe. And then technically, if I go from the 7 view, I'm not a fan too much of this location of the rotation, so we'll go like right there, and then let's move it like right here. So now it's shining like this, and then we can actually add some more lights, but let's do this first. Let's do Shift A, let's add a plane. First of all, we gotta do Shift C to bring the cursor to the center, and then let's do, so Shift C is there, and then actually let me take off this the snap, but then let's do Shift A, let's add our plane scale, let's do like 10, let's do actually do 20, and I'll scale it yeah, let's get a little bit more like this. And then for the camera, we can work on that in a second, but basically I made this like a purple, and that makes the overall vibe of the entire thing much different now, because it's like much darker. And then what I did is I did Shift A again, except I added some more lights here, so like a point light, GX, and let's switch back to EV because right now my computer is going crazy. So let's do GX, put like here, and we do like 500, and we can change this to like purplish, dark purple 2, and this is kind of just like saying like, oh, it's like a, you know, it's a beach bar, like it's partying, so you know, add some lights around it. Do Shift D, move another one like over here, and same, we can change this like a darker blue maybe, and then Shift D, we can actually put one inside of the Tiki Bar 2, and there we have it like this. And then if we go back now to our cycles, we can see this is currently what everything's looking at like right now. So one last thing I want to show you guys is something interesting with the water is actually if you do Shift D, move this float over here, and then move it down like GZ like this. So now it's technically in the water. Now with this angle you can't see it, but if we were to go from the top view, you can see it's actually visible through the water like that. So that's what we have so far. And then now if we go to the camera, and basically what we actually could do is go to this render and change this to like so if you want to make this smaller, obviously we could that, but I'll use 1920, and then let's do like let's do 720, see how that looks. So that's the Y. Actually no, let's keep it 1080, but let's do let's see, let's do 1500 for now. Let's see how that looks. So it looks a little bit bigger. Maybe let's do 1080, see how that looks. 1080 by 1080. And now it's like a giant square. So now if we could, we can actually make this even smaller now. So let's do, I think Instagram, I forgot what Instagram was, but we can switch it to like 600 by 600 now. And then we can move the camera in and make it like less ginormous. Like this. And then maybe on the, so X is fine. Let's move the Y a little bit to like maybe here. And then let me make this bigger. And then let's zoom it. And basically now if we were to press F12, actually make sure we save first. We can press F12 and basically this will just render this out. But also if you wanted to just go here, render image as well, and then you just render this out. And then pretty much final result you'll see on the screen. And there we go. So make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.